actually, that's interesting, because I've been calling in paradise with this moon, guys. I really, really have. And guess what, guys? I am back, baby. I really, really am. I had a really lovely, quiet week last week. Don't really know that song. I had a really beautiful, quiet week last week. Ended up not really having any treatment. I mean, we could have pushed for it, but I just said to my friend, look, I'm really happy to not do so many treatments this week. I just needed to come back to myself a little bit, and it wasn't actually until after oh my gosh, Friday, and hang on a minute, look guys, let me just, idiots in their fuck off new cars. I can't drive them. I'm too scared to drive them. Pathetic. I hate this whole culture of cars. It's really destroyed humanity. Just the whole culture of money, honey, cars, devices, computers, AI. No wonder we're so disgusting. Humans, ugh, honestly. And people think that they are in any way, shape or form evolving. Trust me, if they are addicted to all that bullshit, they aren't. It's just that simple. And they just haven't got a clue what's coming to them, these people in their 30s and 40s, honestly. Do not understand loss. Which is just as well, because honestly, you wouldn't be able to cope with life if you knew what was coming. Honestly. Anyway, you know, because the worst bit is that they actually think that on any level at all, that can save them. The only thing that can save you is yourself. It's self-realizing and self-actualizing, guys. Anyway, I mean, I actually wanted to come up. It's just been such an interesting moon. My God, guys, I've just been having so many downloads. It's like, when was it? Friday is when it really hit me. It's like I only had one. Then I had one client Tuesday, Thursday, had one client Friday. So then I had all the rest of Friday off. I had all of Saturday off. I've got all of today off, guys. I'm going for another adventure, because as well, I'm just really kind of just downloading my own process of this moon and this eclipse season. So with this moon, with the new moon, it is always about calling in. Okay, so I'm not overly considering the idea of letting my communication go, guys, though that is the long-term goal. It's just in the way that I do it. Okay, and so with this moon, I've just realized I have to get super clear. I have to get super freaking clear. Oh, there's a dead hedgehog. So sad. Literally fresh, its guts just hanging out there. There's a little bit of chaos with this moon, I have to tell you, I have to say. And it did kind of hit me, and which is something that I do want to talk about. yeah, so then I was, I finally, and it was like Friday afternoon, I finally dropped, and I actually fell asleep several times, just like in the sun, and was just getting so many downloads, guys. I really, really was. Brought my hot choc with me, guys. Now it's a bit hot, yeah. Put that down. And I'm going for a double lion's mane today, guys. I've had one lion's mane, and but I haven't had a coffee. I've had one lion's mane. I thought I'm gonna have two. I'm just gonna see what happens, guys. So just to be like wide awake, full focus. Oh, there's a baby fox. What is it with people today? Just on the fucking rampage. Oh, I really get Zach Bush. I really, really do. I mean, I'm that close myself, guys. I really, really am. But then every now and then I do feel inspired by humanity. I do. You know, it keeps kind of, you know, what is it? How do we say that? So when something happens and you know you suddenly you know your faith is restored in humanity. That's it. So every now and then I do get that, but then every now and then I was just watching a thing about children outing their parents as abusers. I just cannot believe what some people live with and live through. That's what I mean when I say, you know, my narcissists are nothing, honestly. They really, really aren't. They've just been, you know, I just keep coming back, and it actually came up for me. It was in kinesiology. It's a clue that never come up for me before. I mean, there's so much in there that still hasn't come up for me, of just like gratitude in all things and at all times. And that is the other thing I'm coming to, just with this nodal axis, actually. And just, you know, because with the nodal axis, the north node in Pisces, it does mean trust, you know, and a big part of trust is trust that the process of your life is exactly as it's meant to be and have been, kind of thing. And that, you know, that is what is there to teach us. That is what is there for us to learn from, and we learn through. Okay, we can't learn and we don't become great. You know, we don't become a diamond in the rough. You know, if we aren't squashed under pressure. And I know a lot of people, it's usually the ones that give the pressure, okay, they cannot handle pressure, and they will do whatever they can to just avoid it. Mostly it's just avoidance of life generally, but they cannot handle the pressure that they give other people at all, not even an nth degree of it. They would never allow you to speak to them the way they speak to you, you know, and that is why they don't get better quickly, because they don't allow themselves to just go to rock bottom. They'll find every distraction they can to avoid just dropping and looking only at the self and owning every single aspect of what comes out of their mouth, but especially what goes on in your head. Okay, so yeah, so I had some major realizations, and then I had this situation. I just was feeling so good, feeling so great. Then I sort of had this situation, and I went down around the back where we go, and I'd had a conversation with someone before about it, and I thought that they'd sort of understood that I don't see people doing it anywhere else, but around the back of ours, where we get very few flowers, people have taken to making a fucking eyesore, an absolute mess, by pulling up Himalayan balsam, because apparently, and it's such a beautiful flower, and I have been waiting for it this year, been waiting for it to come out. Absolutely love that flower. Even just the name, Himalayan balsam, soothes my soul. It is such a beautiful flower. It is such a soothing flower, but not only that, it is a perfect food and medicine. And you know that it has been demonized by the FDA. And so they've put out all this fucking bullshit about, oh, it's a plant that came over and it's so invasive. No, it isn't. Even though you can pull it up so easily from the roots. I'm sorry, but a plant that you can pull up so easily from the roots is not an invasive plant. The invasive species in this country are things like blackberry, which is bramble, okay, maybe that's another one, but it's about the same. Bracken, okay, hawthorn and blackthorn, okay, they are the main invasive plants. I mean, there is just hawthorn and blackthorn popping out of the field around the back, and I'm just thinking, God, we seriously need to get on top of this, because otherwise there's going to be no field left, you know. And this is the thing, it's like, we do need to agriculture some of the land. We did need to cut down some of the trees, you know. We do need animals grazing on the moor, okay, which is, I just heard a farmer saying they're going to stop animals from sheep, well, and cows, from grazing on the moorland. And do you know why? Okay, apart from the fact that they want to obviously just stop eating real meat and start and stop using wool, last year of which went down so far in price. Well, that should mean that woolen jumpers and things should be really cheap, but no, they won't be, because they'll be even more expensive because there's such a lack of wool, because they were burning it all. People are so stupid, and this is why we find it difficult to have any faith in humanity at all, because they hear the word science and they think that they know what they're talking about. Science is based on a law of averages, and if you actually believe in it, I suggest you read some actual scientific research and some scientific papers. The problem is you won't be able to understand them, so you'll just be going, oh, look, oh. Why don't you have a look at their graphs and get clear on how many people they've cured and how many people they've killed? Because I am getting very bored, and I'm sorry, you know. And so I was saying to this woman who happened to be picking it, she was thinking, this is the thing, these fucking weirdos, they get a dopamine hit by destroying nature because they were told by the scientists. I'm afraid environmental science, I was saying to her, but I don't believe in science. She was like, it's not all sciences. No, but environmental science is the number one that it is. And I'm sorry, but it is all sciences. It's not all engineering, okay? And yes, there might be some scientists who are questioning and doing something good. But I'm afraid it is all the institutions of science. The environmental institutions are the worst. And this is what I said to this woman. And what they want is for you to do the dirty work for them, because they're never going to come out and handpick all the balsam. Now, I've been waiting for that plant for months, waiting to see when it comes out. It finally starts coming out. A few people start picking it. I specifically want to photograph that plant. And this year I've been so busy in the month that it came out that now I haven't had a chance to photograph it. And now it's dying. So I can't photograph it. And even a friend that I told this story to, he believes the hype with the balsam. Balsam, it's a wound healer. It is for wound healing. And the leaves are also, the leaves of the balsam. The leaves can be eaten as spinach. And it grows en masse, like all wildflowers do. Have a look at the bluebells, guys. Have a look at the bluebells. If it was, and guess what? They don't take down the bluebells because guess what? They're not helpful for anything. They're not a food and they're not a medicine. This is a food that grows en masse. Do you think they want that? Such a powerful plant. No. But they haven't got time to come and clear it away. All the resources. So they just ask you to do it. And you believe them. Because you have no critical thinking. And next you'll be asking AI. And it will just be telling you exactly what's programmed into Google. Because that will be all it is soon. And all actual, real information is being taken down as quickly as people can program it into AI. So there is an absolute mess around the back of our house now, where we could have had beautiful wildflower growing. And not only that, but these people are so stupid that they don't even do it properly. It's like my friend said. And so if it was true, okay, because they always do this, well, since it's been out for the last 2 years, okay, this is the 3rd year that they've been doing it. And this woman I was speaking to, honestly guys, she sounded like a robot because she was just reciting things she'd learned from a book. I couldn't believe it. And she was trying to prove to me that she knew more about nature than me, just because she knows the names of all the butterflies and all the plants. I don't need to know the names. I witness. I pay very close attention. I focus. And I pay attention to the life cycle of the plant. Oh, but it's not good for the birds. How many birds do you see lying dead? Why do they always bring it back to the birds? The birds kill each other, okay? They've got their own fucking hierarchy going on, okay? So yes, you do sometimes see eggs splattered on the floor because the jays have kicked birds out of their nests. They're very aggressive, okay? And I'm sure there are other birds that are aggressive. Generally, they do live in peace. And I mean, I told her, well, I feed the birds around the back of my house. She looked horrified. She looked absolutely horrified by that. And I was telling her my parents do that. They just put down all their food, all of it. I mean, my parents' food is very addictive, sugary, breakfast, you know, pastries and bloody cereals, okay, and bread and toast and all the rest of it. So yes, okay, wildlife is addicted to their food, but they get all sorts of squirrels, rabbits, and even deer in their garden coming to eat the food. I'm going to do this as two because, well, yeah, because, you know, I got so sidetracked in the beginning with it. So they're pulling up this beautiful plant, balsam, that literally stays around for a month. It is so non-invasive, it's unbelievable. Oh, but the berries, they explode and they go everywhere. They pull it out when it's fruiting, so when it's mature, like 3 weeks in, okay, and then they just leave it lying on the ground so that it's meant to be able to embed. If you pick it out, you're meant to burn it. I mean, I'm so close to putting on the hub all of it, and with a photograph just saying, what an ugly mess people have made for their environmental science researchers who would never in a million years come and do this. They're doing the dirty work, removing the food for them. And you know, and it's been, and so my friend was like, it's out for about 3 months. I said, no, it isn't, because I witnessed, he was doing that 10 years ago, and it hasn't been out for 10 years. So I've been witnessing this plant. I never have time to photograph it because you really don't see it. This is the thing about wildflowers. The only place you really see them is alongside the roads, because that's where all the carbon is, guys. That's where you'll see them en masse. You really don't see them anywhere else. Now, yes, that balsam does take over some places. One friend was like, oh, have you seen when it takes over? Well, yeah, I've seen a couple of places, not exactly taking over. Everything's growing underneath it. Have you looked under a blackberry bush? Have you looked under the bracken? They actively have to burn the bracken so that the bluebells can come through, because the bluebells couldn't come through otherwise. You can't actually get rid of bracken. The only way you can get rid of, you can stay on top of bracken, I should say, is by having animals grazing in the fields and on the moor. So I'm all about that now. I never used to be. I used to think, just take the animals off the moor, because then the dogs could be free. No, because nobody would be free. You wouldn't be able to go on the moor. It would be covered in bracken. It would just be a thicket. You wouldn't be able to walk there. Or it would just be trees. Such a thicket of trees. So, you know, I think we've done it. The ancestors have gone a bit mad. I believe it was the Victorians, maybe even the medievals, that wanted to find these very powerful ley lines, and did it by tracking stone rows and stone circles and stone plinths, you know, and standing stones. So they had to cut down all the trees. But, you know, and I think we need to grow a few more trees, because it does get very bogged up out there. So we definitely do need to start doing that. And then, then we need to also have glades of clear areas, so that people can still reside in the countryside. But you see, that's what they don't want. They don't want people residing in the countryside. They want it overgrown. They want it to be a thicket, and then shove us all you know, herd us all into the 3 minute cities, guys. Because even then, they'll start off as 15-minute cities, and then they will lessen and lessen that window to the point where you don't need to leave your house, which people are loving. Oh my God, they absolutely love it when they don't have to leave their house. So frustrating. And I actually saw this guy. There's one that I follow called Gays Against Groomers, and this one guy I saw today talking about, he thought he was transgender. He spent the last 10 years transitioning to be a woman, and then he realised, maybe I'm just a feminine guy, and that's okay. And actually, it's all programming, and it comes from this little device that they've managed to get you so addicted to that you want it. You want your whole car powered by it. You won't leave the house without it. You can't have it on silent because you need the dopamine hit of the ping, 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 constantly. Well, if somebody comes around my house with their fucking phone, I don't mind if it's on, because honestly, the Wi-Fi is so blasé. What a load of bullshit that is. It's not even dangerous. You know, that is no way. That can't even compare on any level to a human in their fucking powers emissions. Okay, can't even come close. But yes, a diseased human will be floored by Wi-Fi, and then, like everything else, they just start blaming. There's something else. No, you're just weak and vulnerable and a narcissist, a weak and vulnerable narcissist, as opposed to just an aggressive addict. So, you know, it really is getting frustrating, because half the people that believe in this bullshit are the people that are meant to be on our sides, but they are consuming more than anyone everything that is been put there specifically to imprison you. And this is what I'm saying to you guys. I will not be imprisoned. No, I will not be going into the 15-minute cities. I just won't. Okay, I just won't. So I am ready in a heartbeat to get rid of this device. It gives me next to zero pleasure. Very occasionally, just to let my brain wander, I will scroll aimlessly, mindlessly, I should say, for about half an hour, but then I just get bored and I start getting a headache. So I just can't, honestly. So, you know, this is what we're dealing with, guys. And the problem is that it's us. It is us. That's the biggest problem. It is the part of we, the people, that have been so royally abused. The ancestors of, the descendants of the people that were incarcerated, and they are so damaged. They have been so abused. They are so addicted. They can't stop breeding and owning animals because they need something to vent onto. They need something to take it out on. And it is so sick, and it is so sad. And, you know, it even then spills out onto the way that regular folk You know, it's a bit like a while ago they had this app come out. I was thinking about it the other day. They had this app come out, and it was like, oh, ramblers and walkers, we're going to put all your secret little walking public footpaths on this app so everyone can know about them. You idiots! The only reason they're doing that is because they want to know every square inch of the earth so they can own it, so they can control it. Stop giving away your secret nature magical places. We need to reclaim this earth, and that is what this moon is about. In Virgo, an earth sign that actually is very anxious about losing everything. And we are this close, guys, and we are giving permission with every single thing we buy. So if you're buying their poisons, then I'm sorry, but you are the enemy. And you think on any level that it's big or it's clever and that you can do it and you can transcend. No. You simply won't be able to transcend because you're addicted to their poisons. And you don't even have any idea of how addictive it is because you've never tried to give it up. And you simply won't trust someone like me because they squash me. And you think, oh, look at her, she's only got 50 views. She must not know what she's talking about. She's got no views on that one. She's got 23 subscribers. Boom, boom. And you have absolutely no idea. Really, really don't. But I am now, and it will be at the end of this nodal axis, where I probably won't be offering my wisdom in this way anymore. You know, I've been quite clear on how I want now. I've allowed myself to be. I've written it all down. There's still a little bit of work to do with it. Still a little bit of kinesiology to do around it. I did do a kinesiology for, I think it was for humility in the end, or was it for saving our souls? Maybe it was for saving our souls. Anyway, the clue that came up, it was just one clue, because sometimes I just get one clue for these things now, was archetype of women warriors. Because that is what we need now, guys. We need to bring the feminine, the divine, mature feminine online now. And what does the feminine do? She goes inside. She feels deeply and she does the goddamn work. You know, if we are going to get together in groups, the only way we should be doing that, and I do believe they are doing that in some places, you know, around the Palestinian thing, is sitting down in meditation. Peaceful protest. Absolute peaceful protest. Not saying anything, not bringing any placards. But really, we still don't even get anything done when we do that. The only way that we can free ourselves is by each of us individually freeing our own mind through freeing our bodies, because we are imprisoned in our own bodies. They're so tight, and we've done it to ourselves. Yes, there's been a perpetrator that's made you flinch, that's made you squeeze, that's made you think, and say horrible things. Yes, there's been a perpetrator, but you simply can't blame them any longer. You are the only one that can make your world, your worldview, your experience in the world one that sees only peace and that experiences love through, number one, loving yourself. That is the one thing I have come to realize through my chart and through my experiences, is that what I've needed more than anything is to have boundaries. And I've learned how to have boundaries through understanding my values and what I absolutely will and will not put up with. Around nature, around my body, around food and substances, around money, honey, around, what other people put in their bodies, because I understand inflammation. And I know that when you have it, you are simply an unpleasant person to be around. So I won't be around people who have it. And that means I simply, it's not that I won't be around them, I will be around them, I can be their friend, but I won't be getting into bed with any of them, I can tell you right fucking now, because that is just the quickest way to hell, and to creating a hell realm for yourself, because the addiction is just it's not just to the foods and substances. What the addiction is actually to is abuse. Abusing yourself first and foremost, and being abused and abusing others. That's the addiction. And so we think it's normal on any level at all. Yeah, only because we have been born out of medieval times. That's the only thing that makes it normal. Otherwise, it's just sick. And yeah, you do. People say, oh, you can't. If you're saying, like, you have to just ignore people. Like, let people go, move on if they're being nasty to you, just because they don't get back to you. I mean, people are blindsided to the intention that people have when they're fucking you off. But trust me, I know the difference between someone that is just ADHD and so fucking busy that they simply haven't got time to get back to everyone that's contacting them, and people who are simply fucking you off. And I absolutely will not give time to, I will not give excuses for, and I will not allow their inability to live at peace with themselves and therefore in the world to destroy my peace of mind ever again. Now, I suggest you do the same, and it starts by outing these villains. Okay, it really, really does. You don't have to say their name, but it's the thing that narcissism hates the worst, is being outed. It operates in the shadows. it will take you into another room so that nobody can see how evil they are. And the words that they come out of their mouth are. Okay. So I suggest you start by outing your experience, outing these people, and so that they stop. They need to stop. It's not okay, and it will never be okay. And it's no longer okay to move forward with these people in our culture. The ego has to die.